Hi everybody, welcome to the Hot and Cold Hobbyist. I'm John Woods. Today I'm going to be taking you through my golf bag and I'm going to be showing you driver down to putter and talking about each of the options I've put in there over the years. So hope you enjoy. First up, the big dog. Got a King F6 Plus driver. It's customized loft and weighting. So I have it at 10.5 degrees and the second to most back weighted option. I have had this one for about 6 years now. I got it back in 2018. It's been serving me well. There's a little wear and tear, but it still does its job and I haven't found a driver I like enough to replace it with. On this one, I also swapped out the head cover for a Guinness souvenir head cover. I couldn't resist it when I was at the Guinness factory. You know, it was pretty touristy of me to do that, but I have no regrets. Next up, fairway wood, the King F6 fairway wood with 14.5 degree loft. I have it set that way so it's a 3-wood. I got it in the blue finish, which looks really nice when you're looking down at the ball. Not my best club that I hit. I have mishit this so many times. It's become psychological. I still use it from time to time. I use it off the tee sometimes, but I usually leave this one in the bag unless I really need to hit a long one that has a wide margin of error. Next up, the Cobra King F6 Hybrid. You're sensing a theme here. My driver, my fairway wood, and my hybrid are all King Cobra F6, with one being an F6 Plus. All these clubs were bought around the same time, 6 years ago. I still haven't looked at replacing them because, again, they're serving me well when I hit them well. I usually don't blame the club because I know it's my fault. This one I have set at a 20.5 degree loft with a draw bias, and so that has been a recent change. I've played around with the loft of this one quite a bit to get it a nice distance, a little easier to hit, get it up in the air a little bit more. When I'm hitting this one well, this is a great club. It'll go straight. It'll get me like 210 to 220 out on the fairway or wherever I'm going. Sometimes gives me an opportunity to go for those short par 5s especially. This is where it starts to get exciting. Irons. I finished grad school at the end of 2022, and as a gift to myself, but also a bunch of people who were very, very nice to me, pooled in to get me an iron fitting as a graduation gift. So I ended up with the Wilson Staff D9 forged irons. I am very happy with these. They are custom fit to me. Standard length, plus size grip, mid-size grip, but bigger than the standard grip. They are, I think, a +2 lie angle with their standard lofts. I also got a stiff shaft in these. You know, I was open to a lot of different brands, but I'm not like a brand guy. So I was open to a lot of different brands. I hit TaylorMade, I hit Titleist, I hit, I think, Mizuno, Callaway, all kinds of different brand options that came across, and I ended up going back to Wilson Staff, which is the same brand I was using before, but a much higher quality club than I used to have. Just super happy with how they turned out, how they look. They give me a lot of confidence behind the ball when I have confidence playing golf in general, which is not always, and especially not at the beginning of the season. Still, I'm really happy with these clubs, and they are kind of special. I'll actually be a little sad to give them up when I do because, you know, they have that memory attached to people pitching in for them for a graduation gift, which is pretty special to me. So my irons go 5 iron down to gap wedge. And that gap wedge is a 49 degree wedge. But with the technology and the length I then had to kind of gap out the rest of my wedges from there. So, keeping that in mind, let's talk about the wedges. I have 3 different wedges that I play. They are all Cleveland, all RTX, but I've gotten them at different times over the years. So I have gotten a different finish and a different era of club. So I started out with the Cleveland RTX 588 Rotex 2.0, and that is my 52 degree wedge. I got it in the black finish. This is about a 105, 104 yard carry, and so this is one of my common approach clubs. It's a pretty consistent one for me, and I have been using this one for quite a while, and as you can tell, it still looks really nice. I mean, you know, it's a little dinged and scratched, but the finish has held up nice for how many years I've been using this, which is probably about 5 years now. I also have a 58 degree, which is a 6 degree jump in loft. However, it gives me about the 9 to 10 yard spacing between clubs that I wanted. And that is the Cleveland RTX 4 in a satin finish. This one has a little more milling on the face, a little more detailing, same, you know, professional grind. I got this with a 9 or mid bounce. This one is mostly my short game club. Most of my standard chipping, sand shots, all of that happens with this club. Technically a lob wedge, not a sand wedge, but that's all just sort of become a gray area at this point, I think, in the game. And so I just call them by their lofts. So I got a 52 degree, 58 degree, and then the newest one is a 64 degree. Again, another 6 degrees jump in loft. I was playing around for a while with the idea of what my 14th club would be, and I was only playing with 13 clubs. And the more I was seeing what my long shots were like, am I adding a 4 iron because I start at 5 iron? Am I adding like a 7 wood? Am I adding another wedge? Well, the more and more that was happening as I was playing rounds with only 13 clubs, I needed another club where I could take a full swing and get shorter distance, and I needed another club that I could take partial swings with and fine tune those, you know, final shots on a par 5 or things like that, or in my case, you know, your 6th shot on a par 5. But anyway, this club was what I landed on, and I'm happy with its performance so far, but I haven't taken it out on the course very much. So far, I've used it at the range, just kind of figured out some distances, but I need to dial those in on the course still. This one is an RTX full face. You'll see how the grooves are coming all the way across the face. Still the milling on the face, and this one's in a black satin finish. I think this comes out of the RTX 6 series for Cleveland. They don't call it a 6 because it's a full face. And they have like the RTX zip core and stuff now, and so it's a little bit more confusing about what series we're in at this point. But since I bought these clubs about 2 years apart, 3 years apart each, it sort of messed up that whole idea of which series I was buying and when. And some of them I bought kind of as that series was clearing out, so I can no longer keep track of all that stuff. Anyway, 64 degree, 9 degree bounce. Again, that tour grind style. Pretty nice looking wedge. Here it is, the flat stick. The Tour Edge Bazooka. Remember how I said when I was going in for my fitting, I did not care about brand? I was telling the truth. So I ended up with Wilson Staff irons, which are very good irons, well made, really nice, and fit my swing and my game really well. And then I tried out lots of putters, all the top brands, Scotty Camerons, I was trying out Pings, I was trying out Odysseys, and then this one, this center shafted Bazooka Pro 4, which is funny because it's a Tour Edge, which means Pro should never be in the title. No offense to Tour Edge. Actually, if you're looking to sponsor a YouTuber, that would be great, Tour Edge. But in all seriousness, this one was one that I just could get online every time. If you see what you're looking down at when you are making a putt, you've got this real clear line to line up to your target. The shaft's in the center, so when I look down at this thing, I am right over top of that line. And it's just back and through and back and through, and I feel like I can start this online so confidently. So yeah, I never thought I'd end up with a Tour Edge club in my life, but here we are. I think any What's in the Bag video has to include balls. Jeez. Why are you laughing? This is a completely serious topic. So, I am playing the Callaway Super Soft right now. As they say, super long, super straight, super soft. I actually went through a questionnaire to figure out what I was looking for in a golf ball. I have landed on Callaway as a brand of golf ball I like, and so I went through their questionnaire and kind of expected to end up with a tour level ball or something, and they said you might want to check this out, and I did, and I have been really enjoying them off the tee, with iron play, and in my short game. Obviously, all of those things are areas I want to improve, but I no longer feel like I can blame the ball for any of the things that happen in those moments. This ball is also a step down in price. So if you are like me and you play courses with wooded areas, brush, or several water hazards, and you go through balls a little faster than you would like to, this is a good option. So that's what's in my bag for the 2024 season. I don't expect any changes in clubs this year, maybe changing balls. We'll see about that later. I hope it was entertaining and informative, and I hope you liked it. If you did, please let me know down in the comments, and especially by clicking that like button. Also, subscribe while you're here. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, everybody. Bye. Baby, you give me